Hi, I'm Shraddha Surada, and in today's video, let's talk about this frequently asked question. Should I start off learning Python or should I start off learning R? In order to understand the differences between these two and why both these languages are usually the ones that create confusion which one to start off with, let's understand a little bit about the history of Python and R. R is an open source language. It's a statistical programming language that data experts all over the world use for a lot of things, from mapping social networks, marketing trends, developing financial models, climate models, and a lot of other things. So you can carry out a whole data science project in R. It was developed by statisticians and more for the statistician community. Now, when we go to Python, Python is a more general purpose. It's a high-level programming language. And of course, it's gained a lot of popularity recently. It was initially created in 1991 by the Python Software Foundation. It was mainly developed for giving emphasis on code readability, making it more readable and be able to coordinate with various programs together. It allows the programmers to express concepts in a fewer lines. So it was created as a general purpose programming language, and it got adopted more and more into the data science community. A lot of libraries, the community started creating a lot of libraries in Python that are very useful for computations and for machine learning algorithms. That being said, while both the languages are good for creating a data science project, of course, it hugely depends on the ecosystem, on the company's ecosystem, on the client's ecosystem, on what skills the team has as a whole. Now, recently, Python has gained a lot more popularity given that it is more scalable, and also it is easily integrable, can be used with Spark and other languages. With Python, you can analyze bigger data. R, as far as I know, sometimes tends to get stuck if there is like a huge amount of data. If you want to do some quick and dirty implementation, create some visualizations, R is quite good for it. There is the R Studio that helps you quickly create up a dashboard within a day even. So that way R is quite good. But given that the ecosystem of the Python community is increasing, a lot more people are contributing to it. To start off with, it is much better to start off with the Python language. There is more support for it. There is more help for it. A lot of projects are out there. Like if you just Google up, you'll find a lot of code in Python. As a programmer, it is generally a lot easier to understand Python compared to R. There are some areas, some problem statements for which R may be better suited. This is more like the time series analysis. The packages created in R are more robust, at least at the time of this recording. But for the vast majority, especially for the deep learning projects, Python is definitely the choice to go with. So if you are to start off with one language, start off with Python. Once you gain your mastery in Python, then you can also start learning R so that you can use the libraries that are built more better in R for those projects versus use Python for the libraries that are implemented much better in Python. Now, talking about deep learning, Python has a really good ecosystem. We have the TensorFlow, Keras. PyTorch is something that has gained a lot of popularity recently. Until I think last year, PyTorch overtook the popularity compared to TensorFlow. If you see the citations on in the trends on Google, given this, it's only to increase in the coming years. PyTorch has a really good ecosystem in terms of implementation of the deep learning libraries, the usability, the readability, the ease of use, and the variety that is available as well. It also has the PyTorch geometric library, which helps with the graph, which helps in network analysis and creating graphs, helps in graph neural network problems to solve. So that is something definitely to look out for if you're starting off with deep learning and you're confused whether you should explore the Keras library, the TensorFlow, although Keras is a wrapper on TensorFlow, and mostly you would be using Keras now, or you should go for PyTorch. My suggestion would be to start off with PyTorch. The community around it is increasing, the contributions on it is increasing, and it's gaining a lot of popularity. So that's a good place to start off with. For other libraries, scikit-learn is a good library for machine learning algorithms. We have the Matplotlib and Seaborn libraries, which are robust libraries for visualization. There are a ton of other libraries for interactive visualizations as well, such as Bokeh and Plotly. So these are good. The visualization ecosystem is quite good in Python. The deep learning ecosystem and machine learning ecosystem is quite good. Mostly for projects which are more stats heavy, I would recommend R, but you can achieve the same things in Python as well. So if you have time to study one language to upskill yourself and go deeper into one language, I would say start off with Python. As you gain your confidence and your skills in Python's robust, as you can implement projects on your own in Python, then you can think of picking up R and using the advantages of R for whichever projects allow it.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for latest project updates. ProjectPro, the only solution for solved industrial grade projects.